This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, December 9th, 2021. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. A U.S.-led diplomatic boycott of the Winter Olympics in Beijing is growing as Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom have also signed on to send a message on Chinese human rights violations. Valerie Richardson reports the Biden administration's decision this week was followed by announcements from top U.S. allies, including British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who said there would be effectively a diplomatic boycott of the Winter Olympics. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said at a press conference this week that we are extremely concerned by the repeated human rights violations by the Chinese government in announcing that there'd be no diplomatic attendance from his country. The absence of top Western dignitaries threatens to keep China's human rights record in the spotlight and take the shine off of Beijing's image as the host of the 2022 Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games in February. Speaking of China, China's military is actively preparing for a potential attack against Taiwan, and the Pentagon is working closely with the island's military to deter a direct assault. Bill Gertz reports Assistant Defense Secretary for Indo-Pacific Security Affairs Eli Ratner told the Senate Foreign Relations Committee that Taiwan remains a beacon of democracy and is a vital outpost in a network of U.S. allies and partners in the Western Pacific. China is preparing to unify Taiwan with the mainland, Ratner told the committee. For now, however, the Pentagon believes China can be deterred from a direct assault on the island through a combination of strengthened defenses and increased backing from like-minded democracies. A White House public relations blitz aimed at energizing the public about the recently passed bipartisan infrastructure bill has fallen on deaf ears with voters who are tuning out canned speeches and events. Jeff Murdoch reports President Biden took his infrastructure roadshow to Kansas City, Missouri this week, where he made his fifth speech highlighting the $1.2 trillion plan since it cleared Congress on November 6th. The president is hammering the infrastructure theme because the plan is outpacing him. The Roads and Bridges program remains popular among voters crucial to Democrats' hopes in next year's midterm elections. Without an immediate payoff, however, the plan isn't visible enough to shift voters' attention away from the COVID-19 pandemic, inflation issues, and the supply chain crisis. A reminder that you can find all these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. If you don't have access to the Times yet, you can visit WashingtonTimes.com/George and get a special subscription offer. Next year, voters can expect to see campaign ads on television laden with video of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol and Democratic messaging that ties Republicans to the riot. Democrats told Armika Selner that the riot will be the centerpiece of their campaigns in a year that's expected to be bearish for the party. They plan to highlight the violence of that day with TV ads featuring visceral imagery of the pro-Trump mob clashing with police and storming the Capitol. Some Democrats worry, however, that nationalizing the midterms by invoking the riot will hurt the party's already slim chances of retaining the majority. And finally, Italy has bucked its reputation for less than stellar public administration by acting quickly to fight the Omicron variant of COVID-19. It was the first member of the European Union to shut down travel from 7 South African countries, but some believe the measures from Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi are too strict. Italian police have been empowered to check whether patrons in trattorias and bars have a green pass that proves vaccination or antibodies from a recent bout of COVID-19, which then allows people to patronize restaurants, bars, or other indoor facilities. The current measures run through January 15th. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and follow us on your favorite podcast platforms just by searching Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.